was asking about double haul, any tips or tricks to help with that double haul. One of the first things we have to do is understand what the double haul is, what it does for us, and why we would want to use it. A lot of people come up to me and say, Peter, the double haul, isn't that just a saltwater cast? Do I really need that in trout fishing? And my answer is usually absolutely. It's a very, very useful cast. It's going to help in a lot of situations. It's going to tighten up your loop, help deal with windy conditions, increase your line speed, and help you with accuracy. Not to mention, it's actually going to take a lot of strain off of your casting wrist. So there's a couple things we want to do when we're double hauling, and there's a couple things we want to know about this double haul. First off, we want to know about the basic cast. The basic cast involves an acceleration, then a flick to a stop. That acceleration usually happens with my forearm, then a little flick to a stop with my wrist, or drive with a thumb, a pop to a stop. There's a lot of different names. And there's one on the back cast, forearm, wrist flick, if you will. One on the forecast, forearm, wrist flick. The haul, I like to tell people, it's almost like a turbo in a car. It's got to kick in at that right moment. Notice when that flick happened, right there at the end, and then again right there at the end. I'm going to take my wrist totally out of the picture and just make a tug on the line and watch what happens. I come back and tug on the line. There goes the line. Come forward, tug on the line. There goes that line. Notice I'm going to take my thumb totally out of the picture and just make a tug with that line. That haul does the same thing as that flick. What I want to try and do when I'm double hauling is put the two together. Kind of a flick and haul. Coming forward, flick and haul. Flick and haul. When I tug on this line, it actually bends that rod a little bit more, helping that flick. And that's why I say it's kind of like that turbo kicking in. It helps bend that rod a little bit more. When I practice this double haul for the first time, what I like to do is get that rod down low and work one side at a time. We want to think of a nice slow progression with this cast. This is a little complicated sometimes. It's like patting your head and rubbing your stomach at the same time. So what I like to do is tell folks to work one side at a time. Bring that rod back at a low angle. Then make a haul and a flick and just reposition. We have to drift back with that hand as that line's rolling out behind us to set up for that forward cast haul. Then we can lower the line down. So at a low angle, we can haul, reposition, come forward, haul, and reposition, and start working one side at a time, getting that good back cast and that good forward cast. Once we start getting comfortable with that haul and reposition on the back, haul and reposition, notice I drift forward and I drift back on that reposition to set up for that good cast. I have to make sure my hauls are nice and smooth and my hauls are coming at the right time. If we haul early, we get a lot of slack. Did everybody see when I had that big loop of line right there? This line right here? That slack is going to hurt you when you're casting. That line's got to stay nice and tight, nice and straight on that back cast and on that forward cast. So we want to keep that line nice and tight, rod tip in a straight path, get that haul at the end of the back cast, reposition, then that haul at the end of the forward cast, then reposition. Then we can start to link the two casts together. Tell yourself, okay, now I just want to touch the grass for a split second. Haul, reposition, touch the grass, haul, reposition, touch the grass, haul, reposition, haul, reposition, haul, reposition. Make a couple casts doing this, then try not to touch the grass. Just before that line straightens out, make that forward cast. Just before that line straightens out, make that forward cast. Now I said earlier that that haul makes it a little bit easier on this wrist. How does it do that? If I have to work with a long line, let's say I'm casting a 60, 70, 80 feet of line maybe, a longer distance, well, this much line is very, very difficult. I gotta work really hard with that wrist. I gotta get some body involved, and now I'm out to this distance, and that's about what I got. It starts getting really tough, really strenuous on that wrist. Well, if I strip this line back in, come back to a manageable length of line of say 40 feet, then get a haul, now my whole arm, my whole left arm is taking the strain off of my wrist. I'm using a lot less. Then when I want to deliver that cast, I can send it out and get that rod tip right down nice and low. Now for you saltwater anglers, I got a great little tip. When you're making this cast, let's say you're dealing with permit, bonefish, a lot of times you want to get right into that strip right away. What I like to do is rather than making that long cast and just letting it go, letting it see what happens, Well, now I might have to make 1, 2, 3 strips just to straighten out that line and get that fly starting to move. Rather than doing that and just kind of heading for the hills, take that fly line, send it out underneath that finger right as that line lands, go right into a strip. That's going to straighten out your leader, make everything nice and straight, so the first move you make with that line, that first little twitch, moves that fly. We don't have to make 5 or 6 strips to straighten out that pile at the end of that cast. So again, I come back, haul, reposition, right into a strip as I'm lowering that rod down, and that's going to really help you with that double haul. And one more great tip with that double haul is as we progress, the haul does not take on this kind of haul, reposition, this herky-jerky motion. It actually gets very smooth and almost like a circle, and it kind of revs up a little bit. Notice when I haul, I start moving my hand in a little bit of a circular motion. It's kind of this ellipse, and my hand doesn't really stop moving. My hand's never really stopping. It's speeding up and slowing down, speeding up and slowing down. That's going to keep that line nice and tight, always underneath some tension. That's going to keep that loop nice and tight, help me carry a long line and deliver out to that cast. And I know I just said try and hold on to that line and strip right there. So let me do that one more time the right way. Haul, reposition, fire, right there. When hauling, a lot of people wonder, how long should I haul? Should I make this great, big, gigantic haul and try to reposition? Or should I make this nice, compact haul? And my answer to that is usually it depends on how long the line is, but it's never going to be all that big. I'm never going to try and extend my arms as far as I can. This makes it really, really difficult to come all the way back to here and reposition. What I like to tell folks is about 18 to 24 inches. Notice not too far back, reposition, not too far forward. This is about how far I like to haul. I have seen some people haul and like to reposition all the way to the guide too. Well, this is pretty awkward if I'm trying to cast to a fish out in that direction. I'm gonna put my chin right on top of my shoulder. It's much more comfortable and much more natural just to make that haul and that reposition only to about the reel right here. Now from this position, I can bring both hands forward, and when I make that forward cast haul, I like to tell somebody, just dust off your pockets, okay? That haul is down low, kind of right down here by your hips. So still, it's only about 18, 24 inches, somewhere in that length. So the hauls aren't going to be that big, even with a longer line. And with these fast action rods these days, it doesn't take much to really get those lines to zip out there.